Hey there, Chadi Bazzi here, and welcome to another episode of the Top Listing Agent Show. This is an episode I just decided to do right out of the blue. Simply the fact that I had a conversation earlier with somebody, and in having a conversation, it automatically reminded me of you, my podcast audience, and something that a lot of you might be dealing with right now and might be losing a couple of deals here and there. And if I can prevent you from losing deals and making more money, then I feel like it's my duty and my obligation to bring you that information immediately. So I was having a conversation with this person earlier, and that person shared with me that they've been working with a specific somebody for approximately a couple of years, walking this buyer through the journey of repairing their credit, cleaning out whatever they needed to clean out, getting their finances in order for them to buy a home. And we're not talking about just any home. We're talking about almost $1 million home, which would signify a large commission check, above average commission check. And sure enough, that person just found out, in the last 24 hours, that person had bought a home for $900 some thousand from another agent. That person totally felt devastated. They felt defeated. They felt like they failed, and they felt like they just wanted to give up. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. You most likely worked with a buyer who you were certain was going to buy a home from you, and then they went and bought a home from someone else. And when I really think about it, I think about two words. And the two words that I think about is personal responsibility. Personal responsibility simply meaning, did you do everything you possibly can to really walk that person through the entire journey, not just part of the journey to where you feel like you're getting sick and tired of doing so much work because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that, in my mind, we as real estate professionals, we are the people of contribution. We are the people who are part of the education process. It is our job to make sure that we don't just start the journey with someone, but we go through all the steps to complete the journey. And then I asked that person, hey, when was the last time you followed up with that person? And sure enough, that person said, I haven't talked to that person since COVID came around back in March. So there's been 6 months of silence. And if you've been a fan for this podcast for a long time, remember what I always say to you. It's not your client's job to remember you. It's your job to make sure they never forget you. So the whole entire point of this is the following. Are your lead follow-up systems in place? Are your lead follow-up systems in place, or are your leads slipping through the crack? I'm a big advocate of doing lead follow-up on a daily basis. I tell my clients, you got to have 3 blocks of time for lead follow-up every single day. 1 during the AM hours, 1 around lunchtime, and 1 before your day ends. Not necessarily that you're going to do lead follow-up or follow up with the same person 3 times a day. It's just that if it's in your schedule, you're more likely to do it and not let any of your leads slip through the crack. So again, what is the point? The big point I want you to take away from this is as follows one more time. It's not our client's job to remember us. It is our job to make sure they never forget us. I want you to write that down 10 times, and I want you to write that down every single day. And I want you to put your lead follow-up system in place and never ever let any more of your leads slip through the crack. The second highlight of this episode is personal responsibility. I am responsible for everything. I'm responsible for my victories. I'm responsible for my breakthroughs. I'm responsible for my failures. I'm responsible for getting the feedback I need to continue to grow, etc. Guys, get this right now before 2020 ends, and let's make 2021 your best year ever. See you on the next episode of the Top Listing Agent Show. Take care. Bye-bye.